Hello, everybody. You guys have no idea how happy I am to be here, be a part of this. This is super cool. Haven't had a chance to connect with beautiful folks like yourself. Thanks for letting me be here. This is wonderful. I can't wait for this session. Yeah.
To kick things off, we're going to be listening to AFTERFAB's remix all the way from France. His vision was to create a festival banger that would go down well with the crowd. We'll tune into it now.
Mr. Spice Boy. Ooh, yeah, there she goes, there she goes, there she goes. Ooh, yeah, there she goes, there she goes, there she goes.
My man Fabian, that was so incredibly well made. I just want to say that, man. I was moving. I heard your mix. I can imagine it in a festival. You approached it very well. The fact that you chopped it up in ways that I would have never imagined too. That I was really impressed by that. Yeah, like overall, that was an amazing mix, man. It was an amazing take. How was the process?
So I checked the stems and I see the vocals, and I
Yeah.
was like really enjoying the flow. You know, like how you vibe on the track. And I was like, yo, this needs to be like more. I would say bouncy, groovy stuff. You know, like and
Mm.
so I just made it. Like I just made the kind of distorted melody in the back and like put some 808 on it, and like I was feeling it so hard. Did it just inspired by the song. So
The one thing that I was thoroughly impressed by is the way you did the drop. The way you executed the drop was perfect. The hip hopness of the
yeah,
record with the 808s and the drums, you still retained that. And the drop was festival banger vibes, EDM vibes, but without losing the hip hopness, which was super dope. That was cool, man.
All right, guys. Up next, we have boy TASIK, otherwise known as Faris Firdaus. So for this remix, boy TASIK went with a more mellow feel, opting to combine the song's energy with his own production vibes. So let's hear it on the stream, guys.
Open up like I double click the zip file. I see some fellas duplicating this style. Profits in my jeans, adding digits with my crew. Got little shawty wanna and her friends are coming through. Flying kisses from your missus on my DMs, get your boost. Don't be popping on your Monday, making headlines, check the news. Spice boy, stumbled on but nice boy. Inga only stripes boy. Step up in a room, 100 lights boy. It's not Deepavali, but they celebrate this bright boy. Stumbled on some hot, you can call me Mr. Spice boy.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness.
Thank
First of all,
you.
can I just say thank you so much for pushing the creativity and adding a verse. I was so surprised to hear that. Not only do you just remix it, you added a verse. You took the time to write a verse and record it down. So thank you for that. That is
Thank
super
you.
dope,
Thank
bro.
you.
Some of the things that I've been waiting to share with you is the fact that for me, in the last 4 years, what I've learned from the producers that I've worked with, especially this one guy at Fly School, and one of the things that I've learned from him was his ability to have the most minimal sound selection. I felt that your sound selection was as such as well. It was very minimal. I could point out all of the sounds that you decided to add, and especially that one sound that came in the ding 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 at the back. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, very, very well done. But one thing that I felt, it would have been great if you gave a little bit of a pocket, a space where the 808s maybe disappeared or something else happened, um, instead of having the 808 sustain all the way to the end. But yeah, that's the only thing that I could say. But I feel like everything else that you did was super on point. Yeah, man. How did you land on this type of a mix?
It was for me when I got the stems. First thing I did was listen to your vocals, and I was thinking like, okay, this song is already bouncy enough. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Then when I heard the
yeah.
vocals, I was like, okay, how do I make Young Raja even sexier? So like I slowed it down. She's like I slowed down the tempo by
Yeah.
by adding like very minimal samples to it, and that bass line is just like it just matches how your I was thinking like you're kind of like whispering on it,
Mm.
So I want the bass line that like amplify that whisper.
Wow, that is the way that you executed this. I have nothing to say besides very well done, man.
Up next, we have Chris M. Young. So just a bit about his track. He utilized sounds from hip hop and dance music, and it's a danceable track that puts the spice in Spice Boy. Click on watch, stream, and tune in, guys.
De mojito, she lupin this in Mexico. Put concha urga, Adam to my party that they got that bluefin tuna. Spark a little sun with my boys that straight from Cuba. Got trouble parking double R's, they custom body too wide. All I hear is hoo-ha, sitting by the poolside, all my honeys float. I'm not in a condo when fishing on a boat. Ulagam sutum nayagan, I'm tripling up my notes. Got rupees falling out, Louis V, that's on my coat. All my fellas, I know this shit hot, hot, hot. For all my shawties.
Bro, before I say anything, I want to hear from you on just talk to me about this. Yeah, bro, please. Like, I want to hear from you.
Basically, my genre is mostly dance music. I really like heavy bass EDM genres. So I thought, it'd be cool if I add that in to your track. I mean, the whole process, I didn't really think that much. I was just doing whatever feels right to me, and removing things that doesn't work. And yeah,
I could tell that this is your strong suit. Like, this is your thing, like EDM. I like all my guys are hip hop producers, and I've never heard them make a beat like that. They know how to find those sounds. Those sounds that you added, that is like so, like, it's from a different world, right? That's the EDM world. Although we are from different worlds of genres, we're still trying to do the same thing, right? We're still trying to get people moving. So I feel like what you did with this was very creative. There was a lot of things that was going on. It was definitely getting me to move. You took it to the furthest extreme of like making it electronic as heck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that take. But if there's one thing that I would love to share with you today is the arrangement of the record, right? Like, I was trying to re-listen to your mix, and I feel like if the arrangement was out of all the changes that you had in terms of your chord progression, or like the switch ups, or like the introductions of newer sounds, if that was shaved down and just kept to like the minimal, and then the arrangement was tighter, then that is something that I would prefer. But then again, I know that if you had more time, and if
I think I was being greedy with
I had a feeling. I had a feeling you didn't want to just like do like 2-3 things. You just wanted to showcase. If there was one thing that I want to share with you, is that it was super dope, bro. Like, I've never heard EDM my songs be given this kind of an EDM spin. So I really enjoyed that. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate the feedback.
Okay, so up next, we've got EDSON Shaw. Now here's a funny story. EDSON is literally on a kayak right now. But
what?
Yeah, man, he's literally paddling. Yeah.
Wow.
So everybody, but just a bit of background about EDSON's track itself. It's actually a remix of it showcases the best of like Spice Boys, like tonguelish elements, and it's also spiced up with reeds. It's really funky. So y'all want to listen to it? We can just click on watch stream.
Spice boy, spice boy, spice boy. And the friends are coming through. Flying kisses from your missus on my jeans. Get your boosh, then be popping on your mother. Making headlines, check the news. By the poolside, it's like all my honeys float. I'm not in a condo, I'm fishing on a boat. Ulagam sutum nayagan, I'm tripling up my notes. Got rupees falling out, Louis V, that's on my coat. All my fellas, I know this shit hot, hot, hot.
Yo, what's up? I'm so sorry. I'm like in the midst of kayaking because I'm really like shooting some video right now. So yeah.
Oh, good, bro. Like, this is a pretty cool story. Okay, yeah. I mean, we just heard it, bro. So like, bro, I want to say that mix was very well done. what I feel. I want to hear from you, man. Like, what was your take? What was your approach for this?
You know, like Young Raja, right? Like I've watched your interviews, and like I was like trying to understand like who you are as a person, and like English and Tamil, and that's what I got from you. So I really, really wanted to capture the essence when I created this track. So you can tell like the beats are more like, how would you say, like pum pum pum. Like it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? It's like more slow in a sense. And I really wanted to capture like drums that are like big drums. And yeah, and that's how I infused like both of what I think my artistry and also your taking into account your English and Tamil roots. So yeah, I want to respect that.
Dope.
Yeah.
Super dope, bro. I actually only have one feedback for you, man. Like I love the mix. I love the approach. Everything was sweet. One thing, if I was to say, is that because your beat was so hard, there were so many things that was hard. Like not just the bass, but the sound selections also was hard in a sense. You know what I mean by hard.
Yeah.
Like
it's like everything's there, like in your face. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So I feel like you could have made some space. You could have created some space for the mix. I listened to it a couple of times and I felt that the build up right before the drop, could have been either slightly longer or could have been more of a build up. Besides that, I feel like it was very well done. I could definitely hear the Kanye inspirations. I love how you had the sound selection be so hard and like, yeah, it was very well done, bro. That was very well done. So thank you for the mix, man. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Up next is our next remixer. It's Crazy. The best part about Crazy is that he's actually a long-time fan of Young Raja. So when he was producing this remix, he envisioned it also to be like a club banger and something that gets everyone hyped and ready to party. Let's listen to it by watching that stream.
Lights boy, it's not Deepavali, but they celebrate this bright boy. Stambi, that's some hot. You can call me Mr. Spice Boy. Spice boy, fly than that kite boy. Leaning on the top, on the neck up with the ice boy. Spice boy, fly it, you hot boy. Stambi got the plan, you can call me Mr. Spice Boy. Spice boy, fly than that kite boy. Leaning on the top, on the neck up with the ice boy. Spice boy, fly it, you hot boy. Stambi got the plan, you can call me Mr. Spice Boy. Ooh, yeah, there she goes. Apology with Mary.
This guy, oh my god, that was crazy. That was an experience. Like he really, wow, crazy. Yeah. Okay, well, this guy, once again, execution solid. Like what he intended to do with this mix, I think he achieved it. It is a club banger. One thing that I loved that he tried to execute in his creativity is adding Indian instruments. There were certain parts in that mix where you can hear at the back, like he's adding tabla and like Indian drums, and there's like super well selected or well curated sounds, Indian sounds, right? Indian instrumentations. That was at the back. One thing that I felt was he actually also didn't he also did re-engineer the ad-libs, the sounds that was in my original Spice Boy mix. So not only did he take the main vocals and then just just have a little bit of the ad-libs, he actually took a lot of the original parts of the song and still had it. Like he still had the original sounds at the back, the weird little sounds that I had in the original mix. There were certain elements where I felt like he could have cut the original sounds out and could have given space for the Indian instrumentation that he added, because that gave a whole new feel and whole new spice for Spice Boy. I felt overall it was very well executed. I love his approach. I love the spin that he had. So that was super dope. So well done.
Up next, we have Lone Oxide.
Yes.
So Lone Oxide
okay.
put their own spin on Spice Boy by taking a walk on the dark side, and it's been remixed into a hybrid trap track. So you guys want to take a listen to it? Click on watch stream.
Dripping non-stop, stop, 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 stop. Dripping non-stop, stop, 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 stop. Dripping non-stop. Spice boy, flyer than the kite boy. Blinging on the dial, I'm tonguing nigga with the ice boy. Spice boy, fire too hot boy. Then we got the plug, you can call me Mr. Spice boy. Spice boy, flyer than the kite boy. Blinging on the dial, I'm tonguing nigga with the ice boy.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna lie, man. It was so fun listening to these EDM producers mix these like what I told Fab as well. It's like I would have never, in a million years imagined my song something like that. So dope, man. Well done. Okay, before I say anything, I would like to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want to hear the process of how you approach this. Talk to me, man.
Okay, so honestly, what I did was I just mashed a bunch of random elements together, and suddenly it just turned out how it is right now.
Keep
Thanks.
at it. Keep at it. That's super dope. One thing I want to let you know
Mhm.
is that your ear for sample selection is is great. I love how you stretch the sample. You had it stretched out and the sample still worked its magic. And I've never heard a flute sample get stretched like that. So that was dope. That was amazing. Skrillex has a very specific type of heart. Can I just put it that way? And you had some of those sound selections which I found really dope. I feel that the sample was so on point, like it worked so well with your overall mix and your overall approach to this mix that I felt like it could have just, held all the way. Overall, very well done, great mix. I enjoyed it. Keep doing what you do, man. Please don't ever stop. You're 17. I started making songs when I was 20. Like this is very inspiring to hear your story and to hear your work. Thank you for that.
Right, thanks.
So up next, we've got Brandon Gunawan. For this remix, Brandon opted to infuse Spice Boy with a Latin Tanglish fusion flavor. It's a funky track, ripe. Yeah, watch that stream, y'all.
Profits in my jeans, adding digits with my crew. Got little shawty wanna and her friends are coming through. Flying kisses from your missus on my DMs, get your boost. Then be popping on your Monday, making headlines, check the news. Spice boy, stumbled on but nice boy. Ain't got only stripes boy. Step up in a room, 100 lights boy. It's not Deepavali, but they celebrate this bright boy. Stumbled us some hot, you can call me Mr. Spice boy. Spice boy, fly than the kite boy. Blinging on the dial, I'm tonguing nigga with the ice boy. Spice boy, fire too hot boy. Stumbled got the plug, you can call me Mr. Spice boy. Spice boy.
Yeah, man. Dope, super dope. Please talk to me about your approach to this.
Yeah, so for this song, right? So I'm thinking about the artist's position, what they're trying to do. So for example, you're trying to expand your market share, right, into Southeast Asia, India. So I felt like I needed something that's, that everyone could agree with. I actually shaved off certain things, right, just to keep it very simple, minimalistic. Because when you're trying to be a crossover into like a pop world, or you need to make it very simple, vocal up front, shave everything off, because at the end of the day, you're trying to help the artists expand their catalog in a way which helps them win. Stick to the mission.
It reminded me of like a big radio hit, like the kind of songs that Drake would have. You know what I mean? Like, is that your approach is dope, bro. Like I gotta praise you on that, because that is the approach that I was kind of taught as well by my mentors, like Fly School and the guys that I work with. They always give the utmost importance to keeping it tight, keeping it shaved off, like just the bare minimum of what is needed. Anything that is not necessary, don't have it in there. The execution that you had allowed it to give a whole different feel. And I feel like that is not easy to do. So well done on that, man. Maybe sometime towards like the second chorus. Yeah, towards the second chorus, right? I felt that you could have afforded a little bit of a switch up. Not too crazy one, or just like a little bit of a switch up. Every time we have a mix and we listen to it and it's sounding perfect. If it's sounding perfect, we try to push the creative boundary by adding in something or replacing something to make it a bit more risky. So thank you for inspiring me with your mix. Super dope.
Yeah. Welcome.
Up next, we have Wayne Chu, otherwise known as REKKER. So REKKER's main inspiration
man.
for the remix are upbeat vibes found in clubs and festivals. So y'all want to check it out? Y'all can watch the stream now.
Yes, let's go.
Tell me in the thumbling gamo glitz mic. Shawty gets the tali cut she's a rich wife. I pick her while you busy trying to pick sides. I can do much in the video, need a room but big size. Flow the ceiling journal with a view that make her lips wide. Pullers open up like I double click the zip file. I see some fellas duplicating this style. Profits in my jeans, adding digits with my crew. Got little shawty wanna and her friends are coming through. Flying kisses from your missus on my DMs, get your boost. Don't be popping on your Monday, making headlines, check the news. Spice boy, stumble on but nice boy. Inga only stripes boy. Step up in a room, 100 lights boy. It's not deep, I really.
Wow. The first thing that I want to share is dope, like well done, right? It's very well executed.
When I listened to the original Spice Boy, the original track that you have released, I've really bopped with it, and it instantaneously gave me that Rich Brian Eddie Mame song vibe for some reason, right? It came. That's why I gave that little drum groove and that pattern in the sense that I wanted to make it a bit bouncy but yet clubbish.
One thing that stuck with me in your mix is that one sound selection that you had, the high-pitched flute at the back that came and left. It was all the way at the back, but then it stuck with me because I personally love sounds like that. And like what I told Lone Oxide, it's very difficult to get a sample that sounds great and sounds very expensive. And you had that. Another thing is, for yours, I felt like the build-up was perfect. Like for me, that is the kind of an EDM, kind of a drop, like anticipating towards a drop, kind of a build-up. Your take to it, your execution for it, I love that. And that flute sampling, I would have loved to hear it be a more integral part of the beat. But overall, man, amazing take on this. Really enjoy this mix. I love your sound selection. I love the way you mixed it. I love the way you chopped up the verses to the vocal parts. Very creative. So dope.
So up next, we've got THIA Music. So she had like a lot of fun with this remix.
Hey.
And in this track, Spice Boy is reimagined with a bouncier feel and with an added electronic twist at the end. So y'all can watch the stream and tune in.
Flow the ceiling journal with a view that make her lips wide. Pullers open up like I double click the zip file. I see some fellas duplicating this style. Profits in my jeans, adding digits with my crew. Got little shawty wanna and her friends are coming through. Flying kisses from your missus on my DMs, get your boost. Don't be popping on your Monday, making headlines, check the news.
Damn, that was dirty. My staying face cannot control that one. The staying face, like, what was your approach like for this?
After hearing the lead vocals, I was like, it would be really cool to have a synth like Jason Derulo's Wiggle. Yeah, that hooking everyone. Yes. And it will be also cool to have some brass like Macklemore's Thrift Shop. Because I was like listening to everyone else's remixes and I was like, mine is not hitting hard enough. There's like something lacking in the last chorus. So I decided to throw in random sounds at the end. Yeah, so that's how it became that.
You had a wide selection of sounds, but something about the way you mixed it, it's either one or both, right? It's either your mixing or your arrangement or both of it that made the sound selections feel like they were belonging there. You know what I mean? 1 minute 59 seconds, you actually introduced a sound that I personally loved and I thought was actually super dope. I don't have much to tell you because I really enjoy your mix and it was very well done and your sound selections were very creative, but it all felt like they were belonging and it was very well executed. And I love your mix. I love the sounds. Super dope. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to be tuning in into our last remix for the day. This comes from Vistrex, coming in hard for Asia. Vistrex Vic's tracks introduce his very own signature Arabic melodies into the song structure. So his remix culminates in a major drop that will blow your mind. So let's tune in to the stream.
Oof, wow. Okay, can I just say, like, I love your 808s. I love your 808s. Before I get in what I have as notes for this mix, I just want to say, amazing job on the drop, amazing drop on the 808 selection, because it hit very hard. Like I loved it. One thing that I felt was that you had a couple of sounds that were very similar to one another, and they were all strings. You could have compromised either one, and stuck to one. I don't know, but that's just what I felt. I felt like there was two heavyweights trying to fight for my listening space, or my trying to fight for space in the mix. That's what I felt like. The that melody was so dope. I felt like when the beat dropped, if the 808 came right there as the melody came right instead of the swell, I would have loved to hear that.
Oh yeah,
I would have loved to hear the 808s drop right then and then, because of how iconic the sample selection was. Yeah, bro. That's all I have. Amazing execution as well.
Mostly the remix. I reference from a DJ Snack song, the Get Low.
Yeah.
So that's like my
Mm.
reference track for this remix. So and then I like.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, because I love Arabic scales so much. So that's what I implement on this remix. So okay,
No,
thank you.
I personally love that. I love the Arabic skills. So this is amazing.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, man. Thank you for this, bro. Well done.